Hi everybody, it's Sharon from Vivid Days, trying to make the most of this 5 minutes of sun that is out there. I've had a few people asking, why does it always look sunny when I'm putting my videos lately? Well, you've just got to wait and you've got to pounce. It has not been sunny, it's been grey and miserable, but the sun's out. Anyway, thank you for choosing to spend some time with me. In today's video, you are going to see me create this, I think, magical sunset. Don't we wish we were all on that boat at the minute? Anyway, if you want to see how this was created, it's going to be in time lapse to save time. It seems to be that's what people want for this. But if you do want me to do an instructional video, let me know. But yeah, I just love the clouds, the sunset, the boat, the rippling, and I just think they're on a magical journey somewhere to Never Neverland. Anyway, thumbs up, subscribe, share, comments are always welcome. If you want to give me any recommendations or suggestions of what you'd like to see in my channel, but it's not going to be just about resin. I am going to continue to share my brushwork because I'm on a learning journey, I'm enjoying it, and I want to encourage and hopefully inspire you. But come back and see me again soon, and I hope you enjoy. Bye bye. Welcome back, my friends. It is Sharon from Vivid Days. Today's video is acrylic painting, and I've called this one Castaway. Let go and breathe is the sentiment behind it. Now, this piece was created before my 28-day challenge, but I didn't have a chance to edit it and fit it in. I thought I'd wait at the end. Now, there are some amazing things that I love. Oh, look, that was Zeus and Thor. And this video, you will see me go through the process. Now, I have speeded up my video ×3, and I have chopped out sections to save you time. I just loved painting this one, and it did evolve as I was going, like when I say like, I sound like a teenager. When I start this, I want to put paint on canvas. And at the minute, I'm trying to create soft colours for the sky, graduating up and having the darker edges in the corners to bring your eye to the centrepiece. Now, when I look at how I blend the ocean into the sky here, I quite like it. It's very soft and misty, and I might go back and try doing a gentler version of this, especially as I've gone through my 28-day challenge. If you've not seen it, please look at my back catalogue. I do 28 acrylic paintings, a mini-series, and I think I evolved my style a little bit to have some softer colours, and I wonder if I create this now, what would I have learnt from it? Anyway, I'm Sharon and I'm digressing. Thank you to each and every one of you that give me your support and time. I know it's precious. I know there are so many amazing artists out there, but I really value every minute that you spend with me. And I'm doing my voiceover because people tell me that they just like to engage with me. And here's some of my thoughts throughout this process. So #disclaimer. I don't pretend to know the science behind what I do. I am not classically trained, but I enjoy art. I enjoy learning, and I've been asked along my journey and recently, what do I enjoy painting? And I can't pinpoint one thing that I enjoy painting because I just love to learn and take it onto another piece and keep evolving and keep learning. So I think I've got a very wide selection within my should I say back catalogue, but it's mainly about learning and taking it into another piece. So I think I'm jack of all trades but master of none. However, I can feel that my style is becoming my style and it's evolving, and I'm hoping that when people look at my work, even though it is so varied, they can see a little bit of Sharon that's in there. But I suppose that's where I want to ask that question to yourself. Can you tell when it's one of my paintings, or do I keep you on your toes whenever you look at it? Anyway, for the project, you can see I started with understanding where was my horizon line going to be. I wanted a gentle background sky and ocean, and then I'm going to start to layer on my colours. With acrylics, move around. If you're going to work with certain colours, you don't want it to be wet underneath, otherwise you're going to blend it and get some brown colours and things like that. But I was just trying to work on, and I worked on my horizon and brought it quite far forward into the ocean. At the end, I took it back to help with that perspective. Because there's moments throughout this painting where you'll say, oh, if I'd have left the sun reflecting onto the ocean where it was further back, it looked like there was more horizon and maybe more real. And when I say I want to come back and do more gentle colours, even though the sky is quite whimsical and I love the feeling and the positive energy from this piece, I'd love to go more subtle and more pastel. I think that's the word I'm trying to use. And I have an idea in my head of what potentially I might want to do. I may have a reference photo, and I have a reference photo not for the composition, but to understand or give me ideas for if you're going to have different colours in the sky, how could it look or feel? And then I go into my own inner self of intuition and what feels right, what looks right, and then I lose myself and go onto a journey. Now, you'll see my fur babies, especially the cats, feature in this video. I'm painting downstairs because of the new pup that we've got, Thor, just so I can be around them. And you can see I've got my shoes piled on top of shoes, and that's just to stop him chewing things. He's an absolutely beautiful dog, but boy, he takes a lot of work. Anyway, if I haven't mentioned this already, give me a thumbs up. Consider subscribing if you're not already, and comments and sharing really do help my channel, so thank you so much. And I'd like to go back to when I say I like to evolve my art and do lots of wide variations of art. Oceans or water oh, there he is, that one's Aries. What are you doing? Come and feed me. Oceans or water always feature quite heavily within my art, and I think that's just because I feel that my soul gets recharged if I walk near water, and I find it has so many memories. And when I was in Western Australia, the beautiful sunsets you'd see, and it's just magical, really. And peacocks from time to time come around to me, and I think I connect with peacocks because they are a healing, cleansing and majestical creature. And yeah, I think they're the two reoccurring things. I do love flowers, I love birds. I just love giving it a go. I might start doing a bit of palette knife work on my channel soon, because I've been doing a lot of acrylic brush work. I think it's time to go to oils, and with my oils, get out my palette knife. And in between that, I'm hoping to feature art journaling, and there will still be a bit of resin work mingled into my channel, but also exploring different types of materials, and hopefully showing where I can take them, and whether that inspires you to buy them or whether that inspires you to give them a go. Just sharing my experience with you. Just to clarify, I am not affiliated with anybody. Everything you see is stuff that I'm either creating because I want to create it and I'm going to sell it, or I want to create it because it's going to go in my home, or just to share with you on the channel. And for people that are not aware, and I am going to do a separate video on this, is resin will always feature in my channel, but I do have a moral compass when it comes to purposeful art with resin, and me no longer doing coasters or anything that could be discarded within a couple of months and just go on that waste pile, as well as all the health reasons. But resin is still a beautiful medium to work with. There are so many amazing artists out there with it, but it's just a conscious choice I'm making. So that may mean that some people no longer enjoy my channel, and I accept that, and that is the choice of everybody else. But for me, I want to try and have a video that maybe evolves around different types of medium, but still has resin in there. But it's going to be resin that will be put on the wall and hopefully enjoyed for many, many, many years. Anyway, I keep digressing when I talk about that. I think it's because I feel a little bit guilty, because although I am an artist that does all kinds of art, within YouTube, people only ever know me as resin work, but within Facebook, it's oils and acrylic, and trying to mix it up to please everybody, it can be really confusing. And if you are thinking of doing your own YouTube channel, I recommend that you think about pleasing yourself and focusing on the people that really enjoy the work that you're doing. And hopefully, if you're being authentically yourself and really enjoying what you're doing, people will connect with you. Because I believe that people connect with you on YouTube, and this is just my perspective, so tell me if I'm wrong, if they bond with the person and not necessarily just the artwork, because as I say, there's many artwork, amazing artists out there. Anyway, get off your soapbox, Sharon. Right, what am I doing at the moment, or what have I done in the project so far? I've now put my masking tape on. Never be afraid to use masking tape because that will help you keep your horizon level. I've kept the bolder colours and the more vibrant colours low within my sunset. And I really loved the blending the yellow, the white and the orange and the red together to try and create the sense of there being maybe more clouds around that sun area and that bold colour. But I think that's the next time. I'd still do that, but maybe try and do it a little subtler. But I just love the whimsical effect of the clouds above, and that's been created by layering it up slowly, going back when it's dry, and keep blending it backwards and forwards until you get the tone that makes sense to you. You can try and think about, well, if the sun was coming up here, which clouds would it hit if you want to get that more realism? But for myself, I just wanted to go with what looks pretty, what speaks to my soul and what I'm enjoying, and knowing when to stop. Now, there is not too much more that's going to go on with the clouds. I found when I do clouds, I tend to repeat a pattern, and I'm trying to break that it's not all symmetry. They don't all go the same way. There is no right or wrong spectrum for a clouds, because if you look up there are so many different effects that you could create. But keep going until you're happy, and little is more. Work in a circular motion and come back and layer and try and be restrained. Once I get to finish my sky, I try to then bring down the colours that I'm happy with the ocean, and that's something that, again, it's a dance I do. I'll start to apply the colours so it mirror images the top loosely, trying to keep a little bit of that dark horizon so it looks like it's in the distance, but you don't want the distance to be too vibrant in colour. You want it to be dull, the colour, because you wouldn't see the true bright colour. Now with my ocean again, if I was to create this now after my 28-day challenge, I'd probably tone it down a lot more, but I think for this piece I'm still incredibly proud. It's a romantic, whimsical piece. And if you were to keep some of your sky colour into your ocean, which you do see, I go back. The reason I've left this in is you see that I paint it and I'm not happy, so I'll go over it. But if you bring your sky colour down into your ocean, it gives you that illusion of reflection, it gives you that illusion of life in your ocean and movement. And again, I keep going backwards and forwards until I'm happy. Now with my horizon, I do come over and paint it with a red, so it goes more like a purple, just to try and dull down the contrast between the ocean and the skyline. And that's something I want to work on. I liked how it was on the first layer. This one becomes a little bit too harsh, but when you blend in those colours from the sky into it, it softens it a little bit. It softens the horizon line, but it was still bold colours. And again, I've cut out chunks of this to save you time, but I'm trying to think, well, if I keep my dark colours towards the edge, it'll help bring your focal point into the middle. I knew I wanted to put a sailboat in here. My sailboat ended up being a lot larger than what I wanted, but that's the time when I sort of breathe and hold my breath and think, right, because I've got my sky how I like it, I've got my ocean reflections coming in there how I like it, and then I'm now just going to stick a boat in there and hope that I don't mess it up. But what's the worst that can happen? You go over it, you paint it again, you waste a little bit of time, but you do get learned. So this is where I'm adding the orange to tone down the harshness of the blue and to start blending it in with the skyline. I try and leave a tiny little bit of the blue line just to help with understanding where it is, and I just play around with this. I do enjoy it, but it bugged me, and it bugged me because once I'd finished it, I kept thinking the perspective doesn't feel right for me with the boat and where the sunset is reflecting onto the ocean. And so I leave my art where I can see it and I reflect on it, or I'll sleep on it. And then I woke up the next morning super early to take Thor outside, 6 a.m. and before you know it, I picked up my paintbrush again and I'd pulled the darker part of the ocean back to bring the sunset further back. And then I felt, right, that makes me feel happier now, because I feel like the perspective and the depth, because with the sunset coming too far forward, it made it look like there wasn't a lot of perspective there, in my opinion. It was only a small tweak, but I kept doing it until I was happy. And the thing with acrylics, they go on really bold, and as they dry a bit duller. But when you come back over and it's dry, if you put your varnish over it, or if you choose to put resin over it, it brings it all to life again. And I think what I've really enjoyed about acrylics, because I've always been an oil painter, And so it's been a challenge working with acrylics again, but now I've really bonded with them again, is the fact that you can work in different areas. It dries really quick. You go in there. So if you want to do the scuffing motion, which is what I do with acrylics, you can get some nice effects. Now you can get beautiful blending effects with oils, and you don't have to wait for them to dry. And that gives you more of a gift with oils to do that. But I wouldn't be able to do, I think, the scuffing as quickly as I do in this, and that's a style that I'm evolving. Look at that, it starts to look amazing in my opinion. But you can see I've left that blue line across the back for the horizon, and that's, you'll see me start to tone that out a little bit. Even though I add the colours, you can still see it through and it still helps. And I think it's a personal choice with what you do, because at this stage I'm just using my imagination now. I'm at this water with this boat and I want to be on that boat watching this majestical sunset. Anyway, I'm going to take a moment to ask how you all are. How are you doing? How is the world treating you? It's a very scary place out there with what's going on in the world, and for me art is a privilege I get to be able to escape from what's happening in the world. But how are you all doing? I hope wherever you are, your families are safe and well. I hope that you're feeling safe and secure where you are. And my heart goes out to all the people across the world, whether it be the floods in Australia, whether it be the awful war that's occurring, whether it be the COVID, whether it just be life and illnesses and loss of family members. My heart goes out to you. If you are completing your art and art is helping you and it's therapy for you, what are you working on at the moment? I'd love to hear about that. And remember, there is a hashtag Sharon and Inspire Me hashtag that I'm putting out there, no other way of saying it, because that lets me know if I have inspired you, and it helps me be able to go and see your work, because you inspire me, you encourage me, and your sharing really keeps me going. Oh, there we go, I think this is Aries again, keeps coming backwards and forwards. You might be thinking, well, what's that black blocks in the top right hand corner, Sharon? Well, I was watching the TV show on Netflix called Cheers, and I thought I'd angled my TV so you couldn't see it, but you can't. I didn't, and you can see it, so I thought I'd best block that out just in case anybody complains. Anyway, good show. I feel, after my 28-day challenge, I feel like there's something missing. It's really bizarre, because at the end of it all, I was so thankful to think, right, I can just breathe now and do some different kind of art. And I'm sharing with you tonight is my live or premiere of my first art journaling, and that's quite interesting, because I hope you're going to enjoy going on that journey with me. I'm just sharing me exploring, whether it be new materials, whether it be colour schemes, whether it be just intuition, slapping it down on a book and having fun, and hopefully sharing that with other people, because that is a form of therapy. It is a form of relaxing the brain. It is a way to help you unlock your creativity, and that's what the 28-day challenge was, and that's what I want to do with art journaling. So yeah, I don't know whether I'm going to get people enjoy it or not, but I'm going to still share. And that way, if people are fearful of brushwork or anything like that, they can find that there are different ways to unlock your creativity. But it's me sharing my art and my soul with you, and whatever I'm thinking on that day, I will put down on paper. So I've worked on my second piece, so I'm hoping that that'll be a regular occurrence for you. So if you do watch that, let me know. If you do art journaling yourself, let me know how that helps you with your creativity. I've obviously got this video coming up, which is my acrylic. I've got another resin piece that I was working on beforehand that'll be coming up shortly. I've got my reorganizing my bedroom coming out to you soon, and showing you that dilemma there of donating, selling, or skipping, or just reorganizing it so that you have the right flow for you in your creative space. And I've got a few explorations that I'm going to be doing with other types of art that have been interesting me, and I'll be sharing that with you. Oh, you can see my Neil in the top left, who's just taken our Thor out for a wee. Anyway, with the ocean here, I explored a little bit with waves and the dark lines that I normally put, and I just felt it wasn't right. I wanted it to be tranquil. Now I've left it in for you just so you can see how it's a journey for me. I spent time putting these waves in, and then I end up pulling them back out, and you get to see how I put them back out. But if you look at the birds, love the birds. You did get to see them up close at the beginning, and you'll get to see them at the end. I love the foam that I put around the boat. The boat was actually, I enjoyed doing it in the end. I think there's perspective in there. I think you can imagine that that's got the depth and 3D effect in there, and maybe somebody sat in there. It was bigger than I originally wanted it, and I think the way I give it more perspective is I push the ocean back a little bit, and you saw that at the beginning and the end. I'm wanting to add in those pink tones that are coming from the clouds, and again, sometimes I overcommit, so I'll come back and go over that. So the rest of this particular dance you're going to see me is just trying to bring joy into my ocean, just trying to bring it alive, just try to bring those little tones in there and try and make it look tranquil. So I do pull back those waves. So lots of learns from doing my boats, lots of learns from what I do differently on this piece. But at the end of the day, when I still look at this one, it makes me smile, and I think I would love to be sat on that boat with a cheeky little Malibu and Coke, listening to that ocean just lapping a little bit, maybe the birds tweeting, and feeling the warmth on your skin, and you just think, ah, bliss. Anyway, let me think about what else there is to tell you. I'm not too sure if there is much more. I'm trying to get the balance back right with how much water lapping onto the boat there would be, and I think that's really it. It's just the fine tweaking of the perspective. So I'm going to love you and leave you with a commentary. I hope that you felt like you've just sat here and had a little chat with your friend. I've got a day off work today, so I can catch up on a little bit of editing. I'm going to catch up on creating maybe another piece, and also spend some time with the fur babies and get on top of the housework. Because I've woke up this morning. It's 11 a.m. I've taken the dogs out, looked after them, fed them, had my breakfast, done some editing, and I'm starting to watch again Pretty Little Liars, and I'm really enjoying it. It's such a teenage little TV show, but yeah, I'm enjoying it. What is your dirty little secret of your binge fest, or what shows are you watching that it's a little indulgence for yourself, but yeah, it's a bit embarrassing if you tell people that you love it? Well, mine is Pretty Little Liars currently, so I'd love to hear from you. Anyway, have a great day. Thank you for your support. I hope you enjoy watching the rest of this piece and how it evolves. Love to hear from you. Love to hear your answers to the questions, and hopefully you'll come back and see me on the next video. Much love, keep safe, and keep creating. Bye bye.